Usually these days you might get 14 days or 15 days. It was hard. It was set in Los Angeles, and we filmed all up and down the coast, and mostly in Venice Beach. And I also had my world record for most setups in a day. Like just every time you do a separate shot and move on, and then you move on to do another shot. I don't count how many setups I do a day as necessarily like whether I'm doing well or not. But there was one day that I did 107 setups in one day. Like a normal amount is like 30, 25 or 30. But the day, it was another one of the competitions. I just remember going like, there was a big competition and we'd set up all these different ramps and stuff on the beach in Venice, north of Venice. I just remember about 2/3 of the way through the day, like I kind of finished like the acting scenes, but there was no way I was ever going to finish all the action. And I remember just being in dismay, like, we're never going to make this day. We're never going to make this day. And my DP, who was from New Zealand, goes, yeah, give me a camera, mate. I'll go get some shots for you. This guy named Ernie Orsatti, who was the stunt coordinator, was like, give me a camera. I'll go get some shots. And I was like, okay, I'll go get some shots. So I grabbed like 5 skaters. Ernie grabbed like 5 skaters, and Rodney Charters grabbed like 5 skaters, and we just went off. And we had like 6 cameras, and we just started doing shots. Like, okay, you skate, go, roll, and jump, and do a twist, and boom, spin, do a 180. So we just started getting shots. And at the end of the night, I had done 107 setups, which is still my personal best. First of all, let me talk about how the team I put together. So I mentioned that there was Bernie Caulfield. She was given to me by the Disney Channel. Did she do Under Wraps? Yeah, she'd done Under Wraps. So it was my second time working with her. And she brought the production designer on, who was great. I brought a cinematographer named Rodney Charters, who I'd worked with on Nash Bridges, and he was great. And in some ways, I think the secret weapon was there was a woman that I was friends with in film school named Lee Haxel. She'd been a post-production supervisor, but she was just transitioning into editor, and I knew how talented she was. So I kind of think Lee was the secret weapon of that show, because I shot a lot of film just by nature. There was just so much action and so many scenes and so many competitions, and Lee masterfully cut that show. It's, I will say in the course of, I've told you, I've had a 35-year career. I would say in my whole life, maybe there's 4 occasions and only 2 editors who ever show me the first cut, and I think, oh my God, that's better than I imagined. Billy Wilder's famous quote is, your movie is never as good as your dailies, and it's never as bad as your first cut. Usually the first cut that the editor gives you is like this disappointment where you go like, oh my God, I thought I knew what I was doing. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Like it's almost always like a disappointment. But Lee's first cut of Brink was like on point.